mean, you have to remember that Elon is a mega donor, he almost $250 million to help Trump get into office. And he was giving money to a lot of other candidates as well. He said recently that he's not going to be spending so much anymore, but just today he's talking about creating a new political party. And, whether he does that or not, he's probably going to be looking at people like Senator Rand Paul, who's another one of these fiscal hawks who doesn't want to pass this bill. He's been retweeting guys like that today, so they could be looking at donations from him, and yeah, it could be very profitable as a kind of libertarian politician.
Following reports that tensions were rising between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, the relationship has imploded in the last few hours, with the US president and the Tesla owner engaging in fierce mudslinging over social media. In the Oval Office, no less, Trump met with the German Chancellor and spoke about his disappointment with Musk. And responding on X, Musk launched a number of attacks on the US president, including a suggestion, without evidence, that Trump appears in unreleased files related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Well, let's discuss this with Miles Klee, who covers Elon Musk for Rolling Stone magazine. Miles, welcome to the programme.
Hey, Henry, good to be here.
Yeah, and this looks and sounds pretty serious. How serious is it, do you think?
Yeah, I think people were thinking it was pretty serious already, and then once you bring Jeffrey Epstein into it, that's pretty much as low as Musk goes. It's not the first time he's sort of smeared someone as a pedophile on Twitter, but probably won't be the last either.
Right. So what was the straw that broke the camel's back for Musk? Now, Trump has claimed in one of our newspapers that it was because he took away his electric vehicle mandate that forced, and I'm quoting Trump now on Truth Social, forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Other people say that Musk feels that his efforts to slash the federal budget with Doge have been undermined by the big, beautiful bill, which he now sees as an abomination. What was it, do you think?
Musk had said previously that he was in favor of getting rid of the electric vehicle tax credit. So it's possible that wasn't it. It's possible he just felt sort of underappreciated or undersung for his efforts at Doge. I think he was expecting perhaps to get a little bit more kudos for that. You had kind of like a muted ceremony in the Oval Office where he was sort of thanked perfunctorily for his efforts and shooed out the door. There's just also other stuff he didn't get. He didn't get an ally running NASA as he wanted. He didn't get the Starlink deal for the FAA. So there's just other probably sources of disappointment. And I think once he was out the door, it became very easy to just criticize Trump from the outside.
What impact do you think this will have on Trump doubters and people who are hostile to Trump in both the House and the Senate? Because this might give them a bit of confidence, might it not, to challenge Trump?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to remember that Elon is a mega donor, he almost $250 million to help Trump get into office. And he was giving money to a lot of other candidates as well. He said recently that he's not going to be spending so much anymore, but just today he's talking about creating a new political party. And, whether he does that or not, he's probably going to be looking at people like Senator Rand Paul, who's another one of these fiscal hawks who doesn't want to pass this bill. He's been retweeting guys like that today, so they could be looking at donations from him, and yeah, it could be very profitable as a kind of libertarian politician who's against this bill right now to side with Musk.
Mm-hmm. And in the Oval Office today, the president, sitting alongside the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, suggested that maybe Musk has Trump derangement syndrome, but now that Musk has hit him with Epstein and smeared him with that allegation, where does Trump go from here? What will he hit back with, do you think?
Trump has the full power of the federal government at his disposal. Musk was theoretically shielded from a lot of investigations and probes into his companies from regulators. A lot of what he did at Doge was to gut those regulators and those agencies that were looking at his companies. Now, whether it's the SEC or the FAA, these or like National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which has been looking at Tesla and their self-driving technology. All these things are now on the table, I believe, and they could cause real problems for his entire business empire.
So, what should we, those of us who are intrigued by all of this, be looking out for the next stage in this drama? I mean, Trump likes a show; he likes to govern as though he's a television presenter. But I mean, this could get pretty dark for him, couldn't it?
It could be pretty bad. He would be losing a major mega donor and a major supporter. He said he's going to, he's threatening to cancel these billions in dollars of government contracts that Musk has. I think Musk actually has sort of more to lose at this exact moment, just because, the president has so much power. But I think we're going to see some more probably mudslinging and maybe long into the night. Musk is known for staying up late and keeping these kind of trollish fights going. So I think we're just going to see a lot more insults before any sort of concrete actions.
And what about leaks about Musk's alleged or the reasons for his erratic behavior, drugs? I mean, we saw that expose just a few days ago. The Trump administration must have quite a lot of stuff on him and his personal habits.
Yeah, Trump loyalists in the inner circle have been saying anonymously in the press for a long time now that they didn't like him. And then you have guys like Stephen Bannon, who's already calling openly for his deportation and to investigate him for his drug use. I think as these top Republicans start choosing sides, then yes, you are going to hear some more kind of formerly secret stuff about Musk in the White House, his behavior there, and sort of his interactions with those people, because my impression was that he's not super well liked in the White House right now, and yeah, if he's going after Trump and if he's undermining Trump's agenda, then they're going to hit back pretty hard.
And how does this play with Trump's base and indeed Musk's base? Because each of them, these two juggernauts, inspires an almost cult-like loyalty.
Yeah, it was an arrangement of convenience. Also, you have to remember, in 2022, Musk was saying it's time for Trump to sail into the sunset. He backed Ron DeSantis in the primary contest. He wound up with Trump, kind of as his last option after he had switched to the Republican Party and supporting the GOP. So, yeah, I just think he's sort of stuck right now unless he can pull off this new political party that he wants to make. And if he does do that, I think that probably just scrapes away support for the Republican base, because it's going to be, a lot of the same things that the Trump base wants, but, with Elon's special, little quirks and things that he disagrees with Trump on.
Sure. Miles, a pleasure to have your company for the last few minutes. Miles Klee, who covers Elon Musk for Rolling Stone magazine.